The kimono is a traditional Japanese garment, which simply translates into something to wear. That's what it means in Japanese. Well, worn mainly by women, they're set to be a real fashion hit this summer.
And our second guest says they're perfect for the Muslim woman looking to be modest and fashionable this year. So good evening to our resident fashion stylist, Waqaas Ahmed.
Very nice to have you back on the show.
Thank you. How are you?
I want to know, what is a kimono? Because I actually thought it was more like a lungi, more like a sarong. But it's not, is it? It's something over the top of the body.
Well, I've got a dress version, but it is a Japanese outerwear that women wear.
Right.
And it's usually full length, isn't it?
Yeah, it's usually full length. So you think of the abaya, but it has its own features.
And then it has a tie that you tie around.
So it's called an obi, the belt that goes over it, yeah.
And you think it's going to be big this summer?
I think it's going to be a massive thing this summer. It's on the high street, it was all on the runway, and there's so many different variations as well. So
that's right, because they come with a tuxedo collar and all of that, so there's a lot of
prints
going on.
In tweeds, name it, you've got kimonos everywhere.
So is it the first time that something from traditional Japanese fashion, or I suppose it's not really fashion, traditional Japanese wear, has crossed over into mainstream fashion?
No, definitely not. I mean, obviously you see cultures coming from all over the place and then playing a really big part in fashion here in the West. It's how we wear them, how we dress them out, you know, it just depends on the designer and the brand.
And there's all different types. There's types to wear to weddings, there's formal, there's casual, there's men's kimonos. Tell us a bit more about the different styles.
So, obviously, you'll be seeing some today. Obviously, you've got different lengths. They come in different fabrics, different embellishments, different finishings. So, the three looks that we've got here today, you know...
That's what to look out for this summer, yeah?
Okay. Well, I think we should have a look. So if you could call over our first model.
Yes.
What's the sister's name?
So we've got a Talisa.
Talisa, if you could kindly come over, Talisa.
So here we've got an abaya, which is inspired by the kimono. It's the closest and most traditional type of kimono that you could wear. So if you're a sister that wears an abaya or a jilbab, then you can get one made. This one's a wrap over, so if you let it loose.
I see. So that's the actual kimono. I thought that was an abaya.
Well, it is an abaya, but it's inspired by the kimono style. But the purpose is to
be a T-shaped. Is that the whole purpose of a kimono? It has to be quite boxy. It
has to be quite boxy, but it also has the wrap over feature. So here you can see we've used two different types of fabrics.
Yeah. And would this normally be worn with an obi and a belt?
There are abayas that people do dress out with belts, but if you just close it up again, and you can wear it without, which is quite elegant as well, so you don't have to wear a belt to show off your waistline.
No,
and worn like that, it's very modest indeed, isn't it? It really is.
Definitely.
I mean, and there is a trend towards modest fashion, isn't there?
No, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the kimono, I mean, it looks like an abaya, but it just comes in very luxurious fabrics. I mean, in Japan, if you wear a kimono, people will look at you, but you can take the shape, but make it work with this kind of a garment.
Excellent. Okay, thank you very much, Lisa. Shall we have our next kimono wearer?
Yeah.
Who do we have next?
So we got Rima. Something a little bit more sophisticated, chic. If you don't want to go for the floor length, you've still got the element there. So you've got the boxy sleeve. It's shorter. You can wear it with a printed jumpsuit or a two-piece. So if it's something you want to wear to the office, again, it's just very loose and very easy to wear.
Now, I like the scarf because there's a bit of detail there that I hope our cameras can catch. Some writing.
Yes. So another thing that we're going to be seeing a lot this summer is prints. So mixing of prints. We're going to see a lot of writing on garments. So here on the hijab, we've got some Iranian calligraphy. Mix it up with some other print. So.
Fantastic.
I mean, I'm looking at this stuff. It's very nice, modest as well. Where do the men come in? How's a man going to get away with wearing any of this?
Well, I mean, you've got thobes.
Yes, we do.
I mean, if you again look at a thobe, there are so many variations.
Yeah.
It's just about sort of changing a few lines and just giving it. If you look at a bisht, you know, a Saudi cloak, it looks very similar to, again, you know, it has the large sleeve, it has the sort of, it's got the collar details and it's open, you can wear it closed off. So if you want to wear it as an outerwear, a lot of guys, they wear thobes and they want to have a little outerwear.
Okay, can we call over our next young lady? Thank you very much.
So this one, that Ilaha is wearing is the most casual. So if you don't want to sort of go for...
And this is actually, today, this is the first printed kimono we've seen, because everything
Yes.
else had the prints inside.
Yes. So again, if you want to dress it down with denim, make it really casual, very street. You can see even with the footwear, we've gone with that whole sort of geisha-inspired socks with the flat...
Platform.
Yeah, the flat sort of sole on the shoe.
Is that a platform sole? I must admit, I don't know much about fashion. I'm just guessing here. I'm throwing in some words.
No, it is a
hoping that
platform, but it's a wedge, but it's got a cutout in it. So it's, again, a very oriental style.
If I
And a
could ask,
very bright colour hijab, which
Yes.
finishes off really nice.
There's going to be a lot of colours you'll see in the summer, a lot of mixing of prints with writing, with checks, gingham. So it's almost like if it doesn't go, it goes.
yeah, thank you very much. If I ask Michelle, have you ever got yourself a kimono or thought about wearing something like that? Because you've travelled to the Far East, haven't you?
I spent quite a lot of time Southeast Asia. So the Japanese influence isn't so much there, but it seems like it would make very sensible wear for the long haul travel and for the tropical weather, to have something that's nice and dressy, covers your arms and shoulders, but is loose and airy as well, for the tropical heat. I think I might have a look, maybe for a patterned one.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Waqaas something. I mean, actually links us to our next speaker as well, who's an Al Maghrib, one of their teachers, because I heard from one of the other teachers at Al Maghrib about we have this sense that as Muslim women we have to wear Arab-style clothes, but actually that's not necessarily the case. Modest is the key thing. Do you think a lot of women are going to find it difficult to go something as far away as Japan in trying to incorporate that into their dress, into their wardrobe?
No, I mean, it sort of comes back down to the ultimate word is modesty. I mean, we're not told to dress like Arabs. There are a lot of influences from the Middle East that have spread as far as Asia and Far East Asia. But no, definitely, you can look at trends here and make them work for yourself. I mean, something simple like a kimono jacket. Why not? It's modest, it covers you, it doesn't show off the body shape. So
What
as
about
an
if it's very
outerwear,
bright and floral and reds and oranges and pinks and all those colours? Is that?
I mean, that's up to the wearer. I mean, I guess we're not supposed to draw the attention to oneself, but if it's if you are a little bit eccentric or you like a bit of colour in your life, then, as long as you are modestly covered,
I get the feeling you'd get away with it before I would, as I get the feeling. Are these expensive items? I mean, that first one in particular, the long black one, it looked from here very, very well made. It looked like a very expensive piece of clothing.
Yeah.
How much are you looking at if you want to buy something like that?
So the abaya kimono is it's made on order, so it's tailor-made. So the prices could vary depending on the tailor that's making it for you. However, if you want to pick up one from the high street, then you're looking at £60.
That's quite reasonable, isn't it? It's not outrageous, certainly.
It is an outerwear. I mean, in the spring it does get quite chilly in the evening, so it's a nice piece of clothing you can keep for the whole of the spring, summer.
Great. Stay with us, Waqaas. Great having
Thank
you here
you.
all the time, but we are moving on for the moment.